for you, the experience is like talking about that thing is a taboo. Menstrual cups, if you say it out loud in
Exactly. Talking about it is the first thing that मतलब trigger कर देता है और उसके बाद conversation खत्म. If people think about talking about this, तो वो ही एक बहुत बड़ा uncomfortable situation बन जाएगा.
you're saying sustainability becomes a bigger taboo than this menstrual word itself.
Yeah, it can become one.
It should become ideally like
Yeah.
pro-sustainable taboos. Practicing the craft, let's just say that practicing and owning a business which deals with menstrual cups, like the product, which is the subject of taboo, or like a user. These are two different kinds of taboos we are talking about, right? For me, like a preferred taboo also associates with the place of practice here, because if I know that a certain product is coming from a certain place, so I would either associate or not associate.
Something, if a product or a craft, if it's just super like monopoly in nature, so maybe they might not prefer it. It kind of reminds me of that phrase where you say we prefer millions of tens, not tens of millions.
At very physical things, right? Like which generally happens in our life. But now I'm realizing, okay, yeah, there is a whole virtual taboo also. Even I think being a grammar Nazi is also part of it, right? Like
attention value, like a drive to gain more attention value is a tabooed activity or a feature of a certain product or service or whatever. And in that space, how do you imagine people who like to put their stuff out? A man stepping into the kitchen is a taboo.
A writer was explaining about a factory, how the work class is divided. So as you were saying, the women only used to do the finishing part of the work, which is considered very. It's also a taboo for men to do that work.
Are there things which are sort of looked down upon?
Something that you not even like look down upon, and that is like hush hush and no, like you do not go there. Like in teaching, I can give you numerous examples.
This is something that's looked down upon, that if you go with a brief and then there is no end product.
It's just a concept.
Because I come from product design field, so there's just like, whoa, there's no end product, like there's nothing tangible. Is it just like there? So yeah, that is something that's looked upon. Yeah,
in India, not identifying yourself with the discipline becomes taboo at some time. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that you're not able to define what you do. I felt that a lot. Like when someone asks, what do you do? Like straight up, it's very hard because I am interested in a lot of things. So, they look at you like, okay, you haven't figured out what you want to do. Then what are you going to do in life? So not identity, I think, yeah, that also.
Having a concrete definition of your identity is
not having a concrete definition. Yeah.
Not having is, yeah.
Can suddenly a taboo come to existence? Like the question about what leads to a taboo was about this.
How big is a taboo? I mean, वो कितने लोगों में spread हो जाना चाहिए information उसका taboo बनने के लिए?
But like some things can be very personal taboos also. Like something that only I believe in. I actually had this question in my head that do you guys have any personal taboos that you do not associate with anyone, only you think that okay, no?
Weverse workspaces kind of like they're very marked, especially I think like in one house I think like women who this is in Kanchipuram, and if a woman is menstruating, then like they can't really be in that particular workspace because they worship as their workspace as God. So the sanctity or something that comes. Like another question here, do you think like keeping taboos would preserve a craft, or breaking taboos would like preserve a craft? Would there be taboos which only if they are in place would help preserve or something?
like looking at, see, taboos, there is one way to look at that, they are restricting, but they're also defining in a way. Like if there is a taboo about, let's say biting your nails, my family has a taboo that you cannot. So during this time of infection, you actually see that, how important is it to not bring your hands to your mouth except for the purpose of eating. So certain taboos do play out and define the way. So how can we use this tool, which is an effective tool for social, behavior? Can we use it to arrive at a preference? Rather than, restricting, can we look at it, does it define how a thing or a craft becomes? Can we design taboo breaking activities?
I'm now thinking that design as a education thing is sort of like taboo breaking in Indian, the cultural craft sense.
I'm just trying to ask, like, is there a way that, there's a characteristic that makes something taboo? That is it that someone is at a disadvantage? Is it always something like that, or is it something that's not accepted?
I mean, yeah.
Investigation, whether someone is at a disadvantage, and also like the counter argument, whether each taboo puts someone in
at an
advantage.
Because now you're like, okay, how do we design a taboo for them to break it? Like, I mean, like, what gives us how do we talk about it? It's kind of an uncomfortable conversation, but I want to ask, like, as designers, what do you think design intervention in craft? How do we talk about these things?
Why do I feel that we're putting ourselves at an advantage when we're doing this?
Yeah.